Hi guys, I'm Dad,
I'm Dada.
and we are.
Dad and Dada Formula One duo.
All right, so what are we going to talk about today?
We're going to talk about what happened in the race. We should start with Checo crashing.
Okay, but hold on, but what race are we talking about?
The Canadian Grand Prix.
Okay, so that happened this past weekend. I like your enthusiasm. So you said that you wanted to talk about Checo crashing. So let's do this really quick. You want to put up a timer and you want to do 15 seconds quick recap?
No, that's going to be too hard for me.
Okay, 20 seconds recap?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do 20
Like
seconds on the
Checo?
clock. About the whole race.
About the whole race?
Yes.
I can't remember.
Quick 20 seconds.
I can't remember about the whole race.
Yes,
though.
you do. You remember who won. You remember what happened.
Okay.
Let's try it. Here we go. In 3, 2, and go.
Checo crashed. We really thought he was gonna win because it was raining. That's his. Anyways, so and then the people who got first was Max. Second was Lando, and third was Russell.
Okay, perfect. I think that's a great summary. So let's then talk a little bit about the things that happened in the race, right? So it started raining,
Yes.
right? So it started raining at the beginning,
Yeah.
and then the sun came out.
Yeah. And then it started raining again.
And then it started raining a little bit again, and it got a little bit crazy. Now, there were some really interesting things that happened. I got excited during the race, and I started kind of like yelling at the TV for a little while because something happened with Kevin Magnussen. Do you remember what happened with Kevin Magnussen? He didn't crash this time.
Oh, he made someone crash. No. He got in front of someone?
He did. So he was able to get pretty close to the front, even though he started kind of towards the back of the grid. So him and his racing partner.
Oh, they were fighting.
They weren't fighting. Their tires were different than everybody else, and they were able to get pretty close to the front of the positions.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Kevin Magnussen went from like 14th all the way to like 4th place or something like that at the very end. But then, as you can imagine, it stopped raining. It started getting more dry.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what happens, right? So whenever it is that the track gets more dry, what happens?
It gets like a little bit too hard.
It gets hard for those tires, right? So every tire is special for different conditions, right? We've talked a little bit about that. So they ended up them falling all the way to the back. But it was pretty fun to see them, right? Because it was like, wow, Haas, look at what you're doing. This is amazing. So I was pretty excited for them. Okay, then the big thing started to happen. So you want to talk a little bit about what happened to Charles? You remember what happened to Charles?
Yeah.
Yes, you do. What happened?
Oh my god. I think I need a refresh.
You need a refresh? Well, Charles ended up having to retire from the race. Remember?
Oh,
So
he didn't finish?
he didn't finish, and he was really upset. His engine had a problem.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And then Checo ended up crashing.
Yes.
Right? He actually crashed twice. The last time it was really bad because he crashed by himself. Can you imagine that he crashed by himself? I was so hopeful.
He was doing so good.
He was doing good.
This season, I thought he was gonna be like fast. And then he's not finishing the races, and he's crashing.
Yeah, I know, right? And that's kind of sad. I'm kind of upset. I'm bummed out with that. But we're hoping that he does better.
Yeah.
We're sending him good vibes.
Yeah.
Send him good vibes. Yeah, send him some good vibes. Right? And then do you remember what happened to Carlos?
His engine also, wait, no. Something else happened. Ugh. Oh, imagine both of your drivers just like you spend so hard and all your time on like their car, and it just doesn't work. Like one person crashes, the other one's engine just stops working.
Yeah.
It's so sad.
It is, right? So Charles's engine started not working, and then Carlos ended up crashing, right? He spun around. He hit a little bit of the wet track, and he spun around, and then you know who he crashed into?
Who?
Alex Albon.
Oh, you wanted to know, didn't you?
Well, I like Alex Albon. I think he's a really good driver. So Alex tried going around him, and Carlos went backwards and crashed into him.
Also, they both crashed.
They did, yeah. So it got a little bit crazy. A lot of people spun out, crashed, did a lot of things. There was, I think, 5 cars that didn't finish.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a lot.
Yeah. Now, one thing that we do want to talk about, if you wouldn't mind grabbing our Mercedes model there. Got our Mercedes model. You predicted that someone was going to be in first. Do you remember who you predicted was going to be in first?
Lewis.
Uh-huh. And I went with your idea. So when I was doing my fantasy team for Formula One, I thought to myself, you know what? Since Daughter said that Lewis is going to be in first, I'm going to put Mercedes into my fantasy team, right? So they ended up not doing that bad. George started in first, right? He started in pole position. He ended up in third. And towards the end of the race, about the last 2 laps, you know who he got into a fight with a little bit towards the end?
Lewis.
With Lewis. Yeah. So they started fighting a little bit. Now, there is some things that are being said between them. Hopefully, they'll kind of get all that squared away. Lewis is leaving at the end of the year, right? So hopefully he doesn't have any bad feelings towards Mercedes at the end. But Lewis is one of our favorite drivers. My favorite driver.
Yeah, one of my favorite drivers too.
Right, yeah. And then let's see, what else?
I feel like that pretty captures the whole race.
Yeah, it does pretty much capture the whole race. Now, this race, I will say, in comparison to Monaco, did you find it more exciting or less exciting?
I found this one like a little less exciting because in Monaco, like no one would stop, right? So that like everyone would fight for these places. Everyone would like let's say first place would fight, like second place would fight for first place, and everyone was just fighting in Monaco for their places since no one would stop.
Yeah.
So when someone would stop, they would go to last place.
Okay.
So then like first place, if they stopped, they would like go to last place because no one else would stop, right?
Yep.
So like, yeah.
Okay.
Basically.
So you felt that Monaco was better than this one. I thought the other way around. That I really liked this one. I liked it that it was rainy, then it was dry, then it was rainy again. There were some pretty good. Are you falling asleep on me? You're falling asleep on me. Okay. I will say that one of the most exciting things about the race for me was actually Alex Albon. He made this really great move in between Daniel Ricciardo and Esteban Ocon. And the video down here will actually show that to you all. And he did really, really awesome. It was actually pretty entertaining.
What did he do?
He did this really cool move, and he went right in between them and went around. And he did that really, really well. He went around this little chicane. You know what chicanes are?
No.
They're these like S shapes that they put into the track so drivers can slow down a little bit. And it's supposed to make the race a little bit more interesting. And right when he was getting to that little S-shaped part of the track, they all slowed down, and he went in right in between them.
Oh.
Yep, it was actually really exciting.
So then no one could get in front of him?
No, he went right around them, and so he gained 2 places really quickly, and it was a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's all that we've got for today. I hope that you all enjoyed our video for today, our little recap. I thought it was great. You thought it was great. Monica was still a little bit better. I think you still have a sweet spot for Charles in your heart, right?
I do.
You do. I know you do. Anything you want to say to our fans, to our subscribers before we leave?
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and speak to those notifications.
Bye everyone. Thank you for watching.